Welcome to some Finnish newcomer review here on Rauta. This band is called Solus and it's a one-man project. I guess in a way we could say that this is a progressive metal or even progressive death metal equivalent to what is usually known as bedroom black metal. One man, one project, few songs. Now, this started quite funnily when I was trying to check out some basic information regarding the band. Now, this release, which is technically a MCD, self-financed CDR, came with a promotional letter explaining the background, which is quite interesting. But before we get into that, I think it's worth mentioning that when I was checking out Solus on Metal Archives, I found quite a few bands. Now, the interesting part is none of them are this Finnish one. Now, there are few bands from different parts of the world, and all of them are older than this one, but nevertheless, this one-man project decided to go with the name that is already taken by a few other bands. Now, that might change, I at least hope so, because it's no point to add just another band with the same name, but without any kind of audience or background with the band, and then just competing for the audience. Now, be it as it may, this one features 5 tracks and it's somewhat indeed progressive metal, and there is no other side really but the band's Facebook page, which gives you a little bit of basic information. Not that there are many releases, not that there are lots of followers, but at least you get the basic information from the Facebook site. Now, the concept of the release is rather interesting because it's related to marine works, or more like accidents at sea. That is, big boats, crashing down and people drowning and all that stuff. I guess the biggest thing here is mentioned is MS Estonia, which some 25 years ago, maybe even more, just sunk down in the Baltic Ocean because, some people were not doing their jobs, being the kind of a modern day Titanic without the iceberg, obviously. So this MCD kind of focuses on those tragic events at sea, and it's a rather unusual concept for a metal band, let alone band that operates kind of a like progressive field with having, death metal elements to go with. Now, music-wise, this is actually quite promising, even though this MCD ain't too good. Now, the thing here is, it sounds heavy, it's very well performed, most parts anyway, and as such, I think there's a lot of potential for this one to become a real band, not just one-man operated project. Now, some of the songwriting parts are quite dull, to be honest, and especially the last track, which I now have to check out because I don't obviously remember everything way back, is more like too cheesy, too doesn't fit here with clean vocals and all that stuff. To be honest, it's one of those ending tracks where it's more like to, wink an eye to the audience, especially the ladies, like, hey, this one is for you, ladies, see you around after the concert. Whereas the rest of the material is more like just kind of I don't know if this is going to be the Finnish meshuggah or something, because there's so many elements, so many things going on all the time. It sounds kind of heavy, it sounds kind of a progressive, it sounds kind of a death metal, but then again not. So it's like a mix of different styles, and in my opinion, it's still very much work in progress. Now, production-wise, this is quite done already. I mean, the vocals are rather good, and given that this is a CDR release, almost like a demo, that is, it sounds quite heavy and quite well performed, and there's no way me to bitch about the vocals. But the songwriting, it doesn't really have the drive, the flow, the catchiness, if you will. And I think this needs to be just put back to the kettle to let it boil a little bit more, add some seasoning, and there it is, voila. But now, for the time being, Solus, I think, first things first, change the name and just make the songwriting even better. Probably should add some members to go with it, and then something magical probably will happen. Anyway, if you're interested, check out the music. You will find the link in the band's Facebook page. So there's a Spotify link and whatever. So take a look if you want to. And bye bye.